sees the problem. And so he asks those 12 guys that are surrounding him, those apostles, what should we do? How are we going to feed them? Next character, Philip. Philip is very pessimistic when he hears the question. Lord, with 200 days' wages, we'll probably be able to only give everybody a morsel. That's it. Forget about it, Jesus. It's hopeless, Jesus. Clearly, Philip, as of yet, doesn't quite grasp who he is talking to. Not yet. Then, the third character is a little boy. 5 barley loaves he has and a couple of fish. Everything he has. That little boy brings it to Andrew and says, hey, well, I have some food. I have something. Give it to Jesus. Andrew takes it, and he knows enough, Andrew, at this point, to take it to Jesus, even though he says, what is this going to do? Just a little bit of food for all these people? Yet, at least Andrew knows, well, let me give it to Jesus. He gives it to Jesus. Back to Jesus, our main character. He takes that food, 5 loaves, 2 fish. He prays and blesses it. It's distributed to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And there's food left over. With a little bit that was offered, look what Jesus can do. Now that's the lesson that had to be learned that day by Philip, Andrew, and that little boy. When you place the little bit you think you have into the hands of Jesus, look what he can do with it. It is miraculous. Well, some people might call some of these things that we put in the hands of Jesus not miraculous. But when Jesus is at work, in my opinion, it's always miraculous. When we know Jesus is at work. So, my brothers and sisters, don't ever say that you have nothing to offer the Lord. Nothing to offer service to the church or service to the Lord. Don't ever say that. Look at Philip. Don't be like Philip. Pessimistic, hopeless. Can't do anything. Let's not be like Philip. Let's not ever think that the little bit we might think we have is just not enough to offer. When we place it in the hands of Jesus, miraculous things do happen. In other words, Jesus will take that. Whatever we have to offer, our gifts, our talents, whatever they are, he will bless them if we put them in his hands. And amazing things will come from our service, our charity, our love. All you have to do is put what we have into the hands of Jesus at his service and watch what happens. Even though we think we have nothing or so little to offer. Now, I want to tell you this morning about someone we all know and someone we all love that is doing just that, putting what he has into the hands of Jesus. It's Deacon Horace. He gave me permission to tell you why you haven't seen him standing at this altar in months and months and months and months. He has been diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. He's been declining for the last 3 years. Right now, he can barely walk with a walker. There's not a muscle in any of his extremities that hasn't been already affected. He rarely is able to get out of his house. It just takes so much energy to do. He can't come to the office anymore. As you know, he's been our business manager for 10 years. But now he is our plant manager. He's still in charge of all of our buildings, something he can do through his computer and his telephone from home. So that is still his job with us here at St. Teresa's. With all that, still, he's very grieved about many things, but one of the biggest things he's grieved about is that he cannot stand at this altar as a deacon anymore. I mean, he helped to design this altar. And he's never had the opportunity, and never will have the opportunity, to stand at this altar as a deacon. And that really grieves him a lot. Yet he knows that being a deacon is an incredible gift from God. It's like nothing he did to get that. He knows it is pure gift from God, that he was called to the diaconate, sharing in the sacrament of holy orders. He knows that. And somehow he wants to continue to offer what he has in service, diaconate service, to St. Teresa's Church and to the Lord. Deacon Horace has recognized that there are some needs that still need to be met here at our parish. And he feels with God's assistance, God's help, he puts what he has in the hands of God, these things could go a long way in being fulfilled. So, Deacon Horace, his diaconate ministry, is now going to be threefold. First, he's going to write a monthly homily. Every month he's going to write a homily and put it on our website. That will help us to stay connected with him and he to be connected with us. We all know what a wonderful preacher he has been. So he's going to put that on our website every single month, one a month. That's the first part. The second part, he's going to have a pastoral ministry line, which all of us in the office are already calling Deacon Horace's hotline. Mm-hmm. Next week's cover of the bulletin, we're going to have a telephone number that'll only go to a cell phone that the parish is providing for this purpose. That'll always be with Horace, no matter where he is. That phone number will be there on the bulletin next week and thereafter. Now, if you need somebody to talk to, somebody who's eager to listen, call Deacon Horace. If you need some advice or some direction in life or in an area of your life, call Deacon Horace. It's called pastoral counseling. If you are going through a difficult time and you feel that, you know what, I think it would do me good to talk to somebody else who's also going through a difficult time, call Deacon Horace. If you need a word of hope, if you need your faith to be built up, if you are in need of someone that you know will love you, call Deacon Horace. If you want someone at that moment to personally pray with you, like you can't wait to see somebody else, you want somebody to pray with you right then and there about something, call Deacon Horace. That phone will be with him all the time. That's the second part of his diaconate ministry now. Here's the third part. He wants to start a St. Teresa's prayer line. That's where people can call. It's going to be that same number, by the way. He'll get all those calls. Where you call him and you have somebody you want prayed for. You just leave their first name or your first name and the need. Please pray for John who has cancer. Whatever it is. And then if he is busy at the moment, just leave a voicemail and he'll pick that up. But with that ministry, he wants help. I know there's people in our parish who have been doing some of this already from the Women's Guild and things like that, so maybe we can connect with that. You can connect with that. Jerry's up there, so she's been doing it for a long time. So if those calls either go to Jerry, you could let him know, and he could let you know. But he would like more help with that ministry. If we're all thinking, well, what can I give? What could I do? Just like that little boy here, it's all I have. Who can't pray? Who can't pray for somebody else? So Deacon Horace has provided a sign-up sheet in the back of the church back there for anybody who would like to be part of that prayer line ministry. If you'd like to be a part of that. So what he'll do is when he gets the calls every day, he will email you at least once a day what those petitions are. And then you just pray any way you want to. There's no rules, no laws of how to do it. Any way you want to. You might just gather them all in your mind and heart and pray, and our Father for all those some way, shape, or form. So if you feel that you can offer that with Deacon Horace, we need your name and your email address. You have to have an email address. That's the way he's going to be able to get the word out. So just sign up back there. Several people signed up last night from the Vigil Mass. So that's the third part of his diaconate ministry. All of those things, he is putting what he has into the hands of the Lord. And the hands of the Lord will bless this ministry. All three areas, because he's placing it all in the hands of Jesus. So if you ever think that you have little or nothing to give in service to Jesus, in service to the church, just think about that little boy who brought 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish for thousands and thousands of people, and just simply placed them in the hands of Jesus and what Jesus could do. Or think of our own Deacon Horace, placing what he has in the hands of Jesus. And we will see God working powerfully. My sisters and brothers, every one of us has to live the stewardship way